The PCC has continued to work since our last in-person meeting in December of 2019. We had a virtual meeting in April where we discussed emerging issues that were coming up. One of our new members, Holly Nelson, reached out to the FEI and was able to get some input and feedback from them on the issues that they were facing. So we were able to share those with the board and have a good discussion there. We also recommended to the board that they develop some educational materials in some of the areas where private companies may not have had the experience of applying the accounting. Impairments and debt modifications may not be areas that private companies are used to dealing with, and so we thought that some additional educational materials would be helpful for our private company stakeholders to be developed by the FASB staff. We met again in June virtually, and we were actually able to provide some input into some of those educational resources that the FASB staff has developed. So they worked very quickly to develop those resources. They should be released to the general public shortly. We also had one of our first deep dive discussions on profits interest and the accounting related to profits interest. As you know, it is a very complex area. There's not a lot of guidance for partnership accounting in GAAP today. So we are looking to see if the PCC can do some research and potentially come up with some practical expedients or some accounting alternatives for the complex, to take out some of the cost due to the complexity of this area. Zuba Navari, one of our other new members of the PCC, has some background in this space and is providing some good insight, and so we look forward to continuing to work on this project along with the board. Jeremy Dillard and I participated in the town hall at the Engage conference of the AICPA in July. The participants had a lot of good questions, many of those related to the PPP funds and the accounting that will be applicable for those funds. I want to remind everyone that there is a white paper that was published by the AICPA on the PPP fund accounting. Now, that white paper was developed collaboratively with the FASB staff and with SEC staff to make sure that they both had input into that paper. So it's published by the AICPA, but it did have input from the FASB staff.